If we decide that the third version is incorrect and we need to go back to the second, we need to select the second version and press Make Active. And now the second version is displayed like main version of the file in all part of system. For example, we go to the files, open order 1 and see only very important information without 1C document management. Now we will edit the file like common user, not administrator. And first of all, we need to set the permissions for this folder for all users. Permission settings, add all users, and all users need to work with the files. Create, change, and deletion. 7. Close. Minimize, don't close administrator. Open 1C Enterprise. Document management 1C Enterprise, and we need to wait some time. We need to choose Peter Smith, Peter S, and Peter has permissions for file templates and for orders. We will edit the order for one, and when we press edit, the system mark this file green color for Peter and mark this color and mark this order gray for other users. And other users know that the file is locked and they can't work with it. For example, Peter locked the file on Friday and forgot to unlock this, but administrator has the command cancel edit. But we now work, but now Peter Smith is work. Let's add something in document. For example, 1C Enterprise. Save in Word, close the Word, finish the editing, and in description I write add 1C Enterprise. Done. For every editing the file, the system create a new version of this file. Why do the system do this? Because in the top other we have a tick store version, but the server keeps the only final on the last active version of the file. So let's see what the commands we got. We already see view and edit. We have a command log. When we log the file, the other users can't work with the files, but we don't open the files in the Windows extensions, and the local cache hasn't got these files, and after we click edit the file will be given to server. Also, the system has the command cancel edit. We also can use this command if we edit the file but we realize that we don't give this version of the file to the server. We also can save file to disk. Let's do this. Save to disk, for example, on my desktop. Save. And we need to work this file with this file at home. We go at home, at something information, with some, for example, training course. Save it on the local computer at home, and we copy this file on flash drive, go to work, but the server admins 1C don't know the new version of the file which we edit at home, and we need to update from file on disk. We need to update file from disk. Desktop. Open. We add training course. Done. And open the file form, versions, and now our file has new 2 versions by Peter Smith, and the last version with training course is active. From also the user can work on 2 different work machines from 2.1 edition of 1C Enterprise. Consequently, the local cache on different computers is different, and system keeps this location separately for one computer and separately for other. So let's see the other personal settings for the file. When you double click on file, the system can open the file for editing or viewing, or the system can open the file form by default. You can configure it in this section. open mode selection when opening a file. When it's tick, if we double click the file, the system asks us what do we want to do with the file view or edit. If we untick it, save, and double click, the system opens the file and for editing. Don't save. So next, show tips when editing files, web client only. So when we are working in web client with the files, we need to download the files on computer, and then after working with the files we need to choose the file from computer to download it to the web client. But when we download the file from web client, we don't know where the file will be saved, and we need to remember every path of every file, every local path for every file. Show locked files on exit. So let's lock some files, for example order 1 or order 5, and when we click close, we have a panel that you have files locked for editing. It is very useful tick, because when we are working with the files, the other users can't do it. So let's finish. Done. Done. Personal settings. Files. So the next, show size column in file lists. Save settings. We need to refresh and open the files again, and now we see the column size, and also we can see the size in internal documents form. Open the form and see 12 and 0. So I'll go back to the personal settings for files and show message that file has not been changed if the comment is empty. If we edit the file but we don't write something in the description, the system won't create the new version of the file and compare versions using these extensions Microsoft Office Word. Also we can configure our main working directory. We can change the location, the max volume, and we have 3 ticks. For example, the user is working with secret files, and if we tick it, delete the files when you are done editing. After editing, the system doesn't save the files into the main working directory. The system will give it to server, but doesn't save it in local cache. And we can configure the time when the system will clear the main working directory automatically. Clear after, and choose the necessary days. And if we don't tick these 2 ticks, and the main working directory will be more than 100 megabytes, the system will start delete the earliest files in this main working directory. So let's don't tick these 2 strings, because we haven't got the secret files and this personal setting for files that every user can configure. And from first lesson we know the attribute, the special attribute, the text image. If we open the file text image, we can see the text, or if we had a picture or scan, the system will use the recognition and will show us the text that it can recognize from the picture. So also we can configure our text image. It can help to full text search, because if we have a big info base with a big amount of documents and files, and they also have the similar main bodies of it, so write the registration, the full text search can't help us to find the necessary file. So we can go into full text search in tools, text search, and when we have already configured our text image and write registration in the string registration, the full text search finds only one file, the one, because the text image is important information, once enterprise, training course, and registration. For example, if we have 1000 orders with similar text, but we need only one, it it will be difficult to find the necessary file. And when working with a full text search, pay attention that you should see the help for full text search, because this help contains different and useful commands for text search, and some important tips for different situations that can be happened with you.